Hi everyone, my name's Brandon, and I'm no genius, but I'm pretty mechanically inclined, and today I want to talk to you about the Great Reset that's coming. Many people have been feeling and thinking this, are concerned, have had a lot of dreams, there's a lot of words out there. And so, what would happen to your life in the event of a large-scale regional power outage or a national power outage? So I just want to process some things with you, and today we're going to talk about the most important thing in that event. In the event of a large national power outage, we're talking systemic regional grid failure or systemic grid failure across the United States. The most important thing is going to be water. If you think about your water and where it comes from, if you live in the rural country, it's either from a well that you pump directly out of with electricity, or if you're in a city system, it's also pumped with electricity. If you're in a fortunate city like myself in small town Kansas, we have a water tower. So in the event of a grid failure, that water tower, which pump the water up into the tower, is going to sustain water pressure until it runs out, which is realistically probably an hour or 2 hours. So there's a little bit of time after the lights go out. There's a major metro next to my city that doesn't have a serious water tower system. They have a couple, but it's mostly through high pressure pumps. And unfortunately for that city, the second the lights go out, the water is going to go very, very quickly. So in the event of a power outage, the most important thing is going to be water. There's a couple of different things that we can do and talk through. Ideally, if you have room and finances to do water, and welcome to my dirty house, we didn't prepare this for you. You would want to have enough water for your family to survive a month. So if you look in my utility room, we've got about 12 cases of water there. And that'd be enough of water for my family of 4 to survive a month. Another important thing to do the second the light goes out, especially if you're not in a water tower community, is going to be to fill the bathtub. So those lights go out, immediately start filling your bathtubs. And that gives you some water that you can use for flushing the toilets, potentially sticking some buckets in and then using rags to bathe days without power outage. If you can't store up enough water to be able to drink for your family, then you can use your tub for that. I just recommend that right when it goes out, you spray the tub out with bleach, kind of rinse it real quick. You don't want that chemical in your water. Fill the tub as full as you can, and then cover the tub with saran wrap. And certainly, if you can avoid it, don't use the restroom in that bathroom once you've set up the water if you have to drink your tub water. But keeping saran wrap on top is going to reduce some of the contamination that we know would come naturally. Not ideal, but it would work in a pinch. So if you have multiple tubs, fill them all. It's the most important thing when the power goes out. Another option that's available on Amazon, we have 2 of them, one for each of our tubs. My kids are trained that if the lights go out and the phones stop working, which would be an indicator of a wide systemic outage, they're to get the water bulbs out and start filling it if we're not home. So water bob is on Amazon. I think they're $33. But it's just this container that's designed to go in your tub. You can fill it all the way up. It's plastic, it's expandable. You're gonna close it, and then it's gonna help seal that water to make it more drinkable. So if the tub water has to be your drinking source, that's gonna be probably a valuable tool and well worth the $33 to store up to 100 gallons. Another tool that you can get is on Amazon. It's also at many camping stores like Cabela's. I think even Walmart sells them. It's called a Life Straw. So a life straw allows you to go to a stream or river or a lake and drink through the straw, and it filters the water. So it's going to remove bacteria and parasites, but it is not going to remove viruses. It's important to know because if it's a stream that people have been going to the bathroom in, or a city dumps their sewer in normally, and there are many Kansas cities that dump sewers that's treated into rivers, you're not going to want to use this for an area laden with viruses. So much better for a lake, may not be appropriate for a river, especially if we're talking about nationwide grid go out, people are still shoving stuff down the sewer, those plants aren't working, and then they start overflowing into those streams untreated. That would be a real disaster. So life straw is a good tool if you're near a retaining pond, a lake, somewhere that's not going to be sewer contaminated where viruses would be a big risk. It's going to do great for bacteria and parasites, and honestly that's the bigger risk with out there water anyways, but kind of a backup for your backup is the life straw. Last thing I want to talk about is once that water goes out and the electricity goes out, even if you have water in the tub to put in the back of your toilet and help you flush your toilet, city sewers typically are gravity fed to pumping stations, and those pumping stations aren't going to be having power. So they're going to start backing up after multiple days. And eventually, even if you have the water to flush your toilet, you won't be able to flush your toilet. So you're going to need somewhere to go to the bathroom, especially if it's cold. One of the things we've purchased, we got it at Academy today. It's a $7 bucket toilet seat. So that's from Academy. It's just called a bucket toilet seat. Fits on a standard 5-gallon bucket, not included. And then, of course, we got our 5-gallon bucket. So we can line that 5-gallon bucket with trash cans and then use the restroom inside while it's cold. Take that outside and dig a hole and dump it in there if we had to. So just some thoughts for you about water. It's the most important thing in a systemic nationwide outage. It's more important than food. Your body can fast for a long time without food. You are not going to be okay for more than a couple days without water. So priority number 1, water, 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 water. Another thing that we've done is we have a backup generator. It's Faraday shielded, so in the event of a solar flare or EMP, it's hopefully still going to work. We've done that by wrapping it in plastic and then 3 layers of aluminum foil. So after such a set event, we could hook that up to our house and run our water well. Our water well's not hooked to our house, unfortunately. It's just a well in the yard for our sprinklers, but at least we have a source of water that would be safe to drink. So I hope this was helpful. God bless you all.